So the time has finally arrived. We have received an official announcement from Halloween Horror Nights. In this video, we're going to dive into the full announcement about our favorite clown making his return and all of the details about the ticketing options that are available so far for HHN this year.
Welcome back to the channel that takes you through the fog, but we want to start off in this video saying a huge thank you to all of you who have supported us along the way. Our channel is actually quickly growing along right now, much faster than we anticipated it to ever be. But if you guys are new here to the channel and would like to help out, all you gotta do is give this channel a big thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to this little growing community of ours.
Now in this video, we're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to talk about the video that HHN released about Jack's return, a few other special details that they have released about this year's event, as well as ticket details that they have released so far. So if you have already seen the video that HHN released of Jack, you can skip forward. We're going to leave timestamps down below of when all of the other information starts, so you can just skip right forward to that.
All right, let's roll the clip.
Some say he's the one behind every scream. Some say he only comes out every few years. And some say he's closer than you think. The event's 30th year, Jack is back at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. And this year, he's everywhere. In a haunted house, in the dark where you least expect. But the one place he's sure to be is in your nightmares.
The one and only Jack the Clown Schmidt makes his return for the 30th anniversary of Halloween Horror Nights. Now it's shaping up to look like this event's gonna be all centered and focused on Jack. Now, if you listen to the video, they said that he's pretty much gonna be everywhere, in a house, in a dark alley, in a corner, in the pantry, in the kitchen, in your nightmares, basically anywhere.
So we are assuming from that he's going to probably be in at least one house.
At least one.
At least a scare zone, and then also possibly a show. Because they do say everywhere, and those are kind of the three main things that you get at Horror Nights. The houses, the scare zones, and then live entertainment.
Or the bar.
And with some further research into their plans for this year, it sounds like we're not getting a continuation of Jack's story, but more so a celebration of his character in general from now and in the past. So that'll be kind of interesting. We may get to see like different versions of Jack.
Now, getting into some of the other details released by HHN, they did announce that there's going to be some special editions related to the event located at Cabana Bay this year. For those of you who are not familiar, HHN has done this in the past before. Actually, in 2019, they had a little pop-up over in Cabana Bay, which was all themed around Stranger Things, but it seems like for this year, the theme is around the main icon of Jack himself and a new experience they call Jacked Up Experience.
According to Universal, guests will enter the twisted world of Jack the Clown and take a mind trip through the chaotic carnival of carnage. Pose for photos, go inside Jack's human-sized blender, and undergo a maniacal transformation. Now, this experience, like the Stranger Things pop-up, will be only available to Universal Resort guests staying on property. It will be available from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m. on operating nights. Now, the website doesn't specify if it will be available during just event nights or every night during the run, but it does say September 3rd through October 31st.
Not only are we just getting the Jacked Up experience, but we are also getting something called the Horror Icons Bar. Revel in past Halloween Horror Nights icons in this wicked lounge. Purchase specialty drinks as well as spooky snacks. You'll be surrounded by images of some of your favorite icons, including Jack, Chance, the Storyteller, and more, along with props and costumes.
Now, both of those experiences, especially the bar because that is completely new for this year, make us want to stay at Cabana Bay even more, or just on property in general. Now, one thing to note though is that the Horror Icons Bar is for all guests, not just guests staying on property. So Even if you aren't staying on property, definitely plan to make a trip over to Cabana Bay to experience that.
And finally, moving on to the most important part of the entire announcement, and that is tickets have finally been released.
However, if you go onto the website, you will notice that not all of the ticketing options are available yet.
There is a statement on the website that hints to more of the options becoming available later, like our beloved Frequent Fear Pass. But they do have single night tickets available, as well as hotel packages and special edition add-ons like Express Pass, RIP tours, Unmasking the Horror tours, and a special little bonus for those who are Premier Pass holders.
So starting off with single night tickets, these are going to be starting at $70.99 per person plus tax. And it does depend on what night you do choose though. We have seen tickets get up to $100 so far, but it is still early.
Yeah, all of that could change from the making of this video, which today's date is June 21st.
Now, the single night tickets will, like the name says, get you into HHN for one single night. And one important thing to note about single night tickets, if you do decide to buy these, is they are promoting them online, and it will save you about $50 per ticket rather than buying them at the front gates of the event.
So purchase online in advance. Now moving on to the add-ons of the event, first off we have Express Pass. Now Express Pass can range anything from $70 a night all the way up to $130 for a single night usage. Holy smokes, that's like more than the admission itself.
But if you can budget for these passes, we do highly recommend getting them, because it will ensure that you can get through all of the houses in a single night, and it honestly just makes your whole experience so much better because you don't have to spend the entire night waiting in line.
And for those of you who may not know, an event admission is separate and required, and Express Pass does allow you to skip the standby line for each house only one time per night. Now, a pro tip on Express Passes, if you can, purchase these ASAP.
Yeah, the price on these can go up the closer to the event that we get. And we actually purchased ours already, even though we don't have our tickets yet. We purchased our Express Pass as soon as we could because we knew the night that we were choosing, the price was going to go up. Next up is RIP tours. So just like with the Express Pass, this is a separate purchase, and you will need admission into HHN for the night.
But unlike the Express Passes, these are far more expensive. However, they do give you an experience like no other. Now, there are two different types of RIP tours, one of them being just the regular RIP tour, and the other one being a private RIP tour.
So starting with the regular RIP tour, you will go on a full VIP walking tour with other guests through the event, and you'll get to go through the houses and the scare zones and learn about some of the history of the event, as well as the backstories to all of the houses and scare zones themselves.
Another big perk with an RIP tour is that you don't have to wait in the standby lines as well. But like we said, it can be costly. Prices for an RIP tour can range from $200 all the way up to $370.
Per person.
That's one full night at one of the hotels. But this is such an incredible experience if you get the chance to book one of these tours, so start saving now. Then we have the private RIP tour. Now, as the name suggests, this tour is completely private to your group of up to 10 people. However, this one allows you to have unlimited access to all of the houses.
Now, as far as we know, this means that you can go through any of the houses you want to, as many times as you want, which is pretty awesome because the regular RIP tour as well as Express Pass does not allow you to do that. When it comes to pricing for the private RIP tour, you do have to call and speak with an agent to book your tour, and then they will give you pricing information then, but we can almost guarantee that it is probably more expensive than the regular RIP tour.
Then we have Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror Tour. This is a special up-close, lights-on, behind-the-scenes tour of the houses that they're gonna have for this year's event. Now, the houses that you tour are completely random and change, so there's no telling on which houses you may get during your tour.
Now, this is a great option for both big fans of the event who like to see the behind the scenes of what goes on, but also for people who may be a little bit more hesitant about this event and want to see what it's like with the lights on before they experience the full event. And we do know from years past that guests on this tour will get to learn about the history of the houses and the event itself, and can also take some pictures.
Now, just like the RIP tours, there are 2 types to choose from. One of them being a 3-house tour, and the other being a 6-house tour. Prices do vary depending on which tour you do pick. The 3-house tour starts up around $80 per person, where the 6-house tour can start up to $130 per person.
Now, we are definitely planning on doing one of these tours this year, but we do kind of wish that you could pick what houses you get to tour, but it is kind of fun, like just going in and not knowing. Next is the ticket and hotel packages that they have. And these are probably going to be the most confusing to understand. So we'll kind of skim through it, and they do start at $149 per person per night, depending on how many nights you are staying.
There is a 4-night hotel accommodation that includes a 3-park, 4-day park-to-park admission to Universal Islands of Adventure and Volcano Bay. Also, it includes 1 night, and I mean only 1 night, to Halloween Horror Nights, which is a bummer, and some other additional perks that are added in there as well. Now, we're not going to spend so much time on this option, just not only because it's confusing, but there's so much to go over, and it will confuse you as it does confuse us as well. But just know that according to the package, it looks like you're only getting 1 night's worth admission to HHN. It could be worth it depending on how you're planning your vacation, but it's not enough for us because we want to go to HHN more than just the park itself.
And then finally, there is the special single night ticket that is included with Premier Annual Passes. So if you are a Premier Annual Pass holder, you do get 1 complimentary ticket for HHN on select dates in September and October.
Now, once more ticket options do become available, then we will create more videos based on the information covering all of that.
But that is all that we have for right now. But we do know that we will be getting much more announcements and information coming out soon, so stay tuned.
Remember to subscribe to the channel and especially give this video a big thumbs up, for it does help our channel grow and continue to make more content for all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch all of you guys in the fog. Peace out, guys.